Hello everyone. Today we are going to start our first story in the second term, Unit 5, Mystery in the Old Museum. The author of this story is Janet Polling. We know that the author is the one who writes the story. The illustrator is Les Gray, and also the illustrator is the one who draws the pictures. Alright, look at the picture. We can see a little girl and a woman and some dinosaurs in the background. So do you have a favorite dinosaur? And have you ever seen dinosaur fossils? And if you have, where? Alright. In this unit, we have 14 new vocabulary. We have daffodils, menacing, rummaging, handkerchief, sparrow, announced, corridor, safari, exhibit, maintenance, fossils, impressive, allergies, and blossoming. These are the 14 words. We are going to learn the first 7 in the first part and the other 7 vocabulary in the second part. And let me ask you questions that you can think about. Have you ever been to a museum before? What sort of things can you see in a museum? And while we are reading, I want you to make predictions about where you think the disappearing items go. So our first vocabulary here is daffodils. Look at the picture. We can see yellow flowers. We have beautiful daffodils in our garden. So daffodils mean a yellow flower. We have menacing. Look at the picture. He looks a bit menacing, looks a bit threatening. The policeman spoke in a menacing voice. So menacing means threatening or scary. Threatening or scary. We have rummaging. Rummaging. Look at the picture. He's searching for something, taking things out of the box. So he was rummaging through all the drawers, searching for a pen. So rummaging, which is a verb, of course, means searching for something by moving things around carelessly. Then we have handkerchief. Handkerchief. Look at the picture. This is a handkerchief. She took out her handkerchief and began to cry. So handkerchief means a square piece of cloth or paper used for cleaning the nose or drying the eyes when they are wet. And then we have sparrow. Sparrow. Look at the picture. This is a sparrow. A lot of sparrows can be seen flying around this farm every spring. So sparrow means a small gray-brown bird. A small gray-brown bird. The next word is announced. It's a verb. Look at the picture. He's announcing something. We happily announced the engagement of our daughter. So, it means to tell people about something officially. To tell people about something officially. Then we have corridor. Corridor, which means a long passage in a building from which doors lead into rooms. A long passage in a building from which doors lead into rooms. Look at the example. The patients are waiting in the hospital corridor. So it's a passage in a building and it has many doors that lead into rooms. So let's start reading page 70. Talitha's curls bounced as she helped up the worn concrete steps of the museum, through the open door and straight to the information desk. "Hello, I'm here to see Big T," she announced. So underline announced. So we know that our main character is a girl and her name is Talitha. She is going to a museum and she wants to see Big T. So she goes to the information desk and she tells her, I'm here to see Big T. I beg your pardon? The woman had been rummaging through her desk, underlined rummaging. She suddenly sat up, gave a little sneeze, and blinked her puffy eyes. Puffy means swollen. I'm afraid the museum doesn't open for a few minutes yet, she said. I'm Mrs. Watson. Alright, so now we know the second character in our story is Mrs. Watson. She was rummaging, she was searching for something around her desk or through her desk. And then she gave a little sneeze. She sneezed and she told her that the museum doesn't open for a few minutes yet and that her name is Mrs. Watson. The door was open, Talitha said, so I came in to see Big T. Big T? Mrs. Watson asked. Tyrannosaurus Rex, Talitha said. You know, T-Rex, 40 feet long, big head, little arms, big sharp teeth. She put her hands out in front of her face and slapped them together like jaws. So here we know that Talitha is in the museum because she wants to see the T-Rex, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's a big dinosaur, 40 feet long. It has a big head, little arms, and big sharp teeth. Yes, of course. Mrs. Watson wiggled her nose and looked under her desk. It was just here, she said. It was? I meant my handkerchief, Mrs. Watson said, and underlined handkerchief. She sneezed again. The air conditioning system is not working, so all the windows and doors are open, and the trees are blossoming, underline blossoming. The flowers are blooming. The grass is growing. My allergies are attacking, underline allergies. My allergies are attacking, and I can't find my handkerchief. Here, said Talitha, you can use these. She pulled a small pocket of tissues from her jeans. A pink ribbon was left dangling from her pocket. So, Mrs. Watson has allergy because the trees are blossoming and some people have allergies, so they sneeze in the springtime. And she's searching for her handkerchief, and she keeps on sneezing while talking. So Talitha helped her by giving her some tissues, and there was a pink ribbon that was left dangling or hanging from Talitha's pocket. Mrs. Watson smiled. Thank you, she said. She blew her nose. You're welcome, Talitha said. May I see Big T now? Certainly, Mrs. Watson said. The dinosaur hole is at the end of that corridor. Talitha skipped around the corner and stopped. A maintenance worker was on the floor. So now we have our third character, maintenance worker. So please underline maintenance and underline corridor. The maintenance worker was on the floor, crawling on his hands and knees. Lose something? Talitha asked. Yes, the man replied. My to-do list. I dropped it on the floor, and when I turned to pick it up, it was gone. So here we started to see the things will be disappearing, and the first thing that disappeared was the to-do list of the maintenance worker. So Talitha helped him look. She found a small scrap of paper. It said, Fix air con. Is this it? She asked. So here, Talitha is helping the maintenance worker to search for his to-do list, and she found a small piece of paper that had the words Fix air con. So it seems like his to-do list, but it is torn. This is the last page of the first part. We are going to continue the second part and see what will happen. Now we have to go through the characters, the setting, and the clue of the first part of the story. We have the characters, our main character Talitha. We have Mrs. Watson and the maintenance worker. Three characters in the first part. What about the setting? We have the place, museum, but the time, we don't have a specific time in the story. What about the clue? The main event that will lead us to the whole idea or the main idea in the story. Things started to disappear in the museum. This is the most important clue that will lead us to the main event or the main idea of the whole story. The moment that Talitha walked into the museum and things started to disappear. Like what? Like the handkerchief of Mrs. Watson, she couldn't find it, and the to-do list of the maintenance worker that he was searching for it. So this is the clue that will lead us to the main event or the main idea of the story. Now I will see you in the next part to see what's going on, and I hope you enjoyed this part.